Most everyone either knows or has seen Digimon. At this point in time, it's probably acknowledged as a classic, unless you like to hate fun. It's the timeless story of a group of kids transported to another... Fucking Cody! The timeless story of a group of kids transported to another world and paired up with some companions/friends made of data. And they go on a grand adventure in the digital world. Storytelling has a ton of tropes and cliches. I could name some off, but you would probably get bored of that and could browse TV tropes to get a better version. But I specifically want to talk about alternate worlds. It's a long-held mainstay, from Dante's wacky adventure in hell, to Alice's drug trip, to Dante's wacky adventure in hell. There's thousands more you can mention. But recently, American anime fans have come into a word to ascribe certain kinds of alternate world stories. Isekai. Synonyms include trash, bad taste, and samey with a few different gimmicks. Examples can include reincarnated, but is a slime, reincarnated, but now you a spider, reincarnated, but surprise, you a dragon, alternate world, but your classmates are dicks. There's surprisingly a lot of these. Another world, but the other person is thought to be the hero. Again, good number of these. Reincarnated, but now you have some weird time power. Reincarnated, but I got a big dick. Reincarnated, and I am a dungeon master. Alternate world, but fairies love me. Alternate world, but fairies love me. And I'm a delinquent. Alternate world, and I am immediately made king. But I think it's too easily dismissed. Sure, a good portion of these are escapist fantasies, meant purely to power that fantasy. And certainly a lot of them can be incredibly creepy. Like, way too often, slavery is just thrown about. Like, it is concerning that authors feel like the only way to make people follow the main character is to make the main character own them. But I digress. I feel like there is potential in this concept. Namely, alternate worlds are perfect to compare and contrast with people in the story and the world they come from. So, let's go back and take Digimon as an example. What does the digital world mean to the Digidestined and our world itself? Like many sci-fi shows, it likes to deal with humanity's relationship with technology. More specifically, with Adventure 1, the series I want to talk about, it's totally radical late 90s, early 2000s tech and internet with its servers and mainframes, and I don't really know a ton about how internet stuff works. But the Digidestined never really have to worry about that. See, they have a connection to this newfangled tech through their Digimon and Digivices to connect to the digital world. Jesus, this franchise has more branding than Stephanie McMahon at an investor meeting. The digital world is a representative of the real world internet, or at least that time's version of it. Right on the fence of niche concept and mainstream topic of interest. Like that one indie band that got a little too popular for your tastes. So instead of interacting with this field with boring old computers so boxy and brown, their Digimon act as mediators to this new frontier. Cause it is definitely new. The internet was untamed wild, and while yes, today we have cleared land such as YouTube, Twitter, and the Vacuuminator's Patreon account, we can all agree the internet is still pretty crazy. But we see this world through a childlike lens, full of wonder and mystery and terrifying things. But they got their buddies to help protect them, and they learn. They start picking up on the signs to avoid and stay safe. They get through it, despite or in spite of the danger present. Like, they fight how many giant bugs? They get through it not with sheer power, but with empathy. Through their Digimon, they are able to rely on each other, and are able to help out the citizens of this world with their problem. With empathy, the danger is still present, but others are there and can help you. I mean, having a good bunch of data creatures doesn't hurt your chances of survival, but they only got stronger because they took the time to learn about themselves and each other. However, that is time that others were not privy to. Now, as we all know, being big, huge Digimon fans, the second half of the show takes place in the real world. Let's put it lightly and say this is not ideal. In the real world, it's not just the Digidestined who are in danger, it's everyone. And everyone else don't have the tools that the kids do. We see this adventure through new light as several parents are a little unnerved to find out that their kids are friends with weaponized Tamagotchi. Not only that, we see malicious Digimon come and attack, and through their point of view, what most probably see the internet as danger, danger, high voltage. And even then, there's another layer to the second half of the series. It is still an Isekai, because the Digimon come into our world. While in the earlier part of the series, we see the strange and wonderful world of the digital realm, with Digimon in ours, we get to see how they react to things we might find common, and realizing that most humans would probably react in fear at finding out that monsters technically exist. They learn, and by extension, we see how dangerous our own world can be in some ways. The internet is a dangerous place. Even we who spend a ton of time on here will still take heed of the dangers lest we end up in Rule 34 Alley and see all those Renamon drawing. And if you spend even a minute on social network sites, you can see some of the bad brought forth in humanity. But you can still see some of the good. The internet is a lot less wild, but we still need tools to travel it. We need empathy to help us recognize the humanity in others. And we need friends to help us fight off the bad. Because by this time, I think we're all a little Digidestined, taking some time to go into another world. So Digidestined, welcome to the digital world. See to it that humanity and technology can grow together, not against.
Hey Digimon, monster friends to the boys and girls. Hey Digimon, champions of the digital world. Hey Digimon.
Thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. What's your favorite Digimon? Personally, my favorite is the Tentomon line, though I wish there was some like cooler like main character stuff at the end of it, like, you know, like give Tentomon like a Bushido samurai thing, like how they have like War Greymon and War Garurumon, like that kind of stuff. That'd be cool. Though I do also have a soft spot in my heart for Beelzemon. And now I must denigrate myself to ask you to engage with the content through the form of likes, dislikes, comments, and subscriptions, and ringing the bell somehow. All in the hopes that some math somewhere out there in the country likes that and will magic. Or you could always go listen to the two podcasts that I create with the Vacuuminator on the Modular Media YouTube channel. In one, Analytical Fanboys, we take a look at a curated list of media, and every episode we talk about one of them. In the other, Modular Media Wrestling Podcast, we talk about professional wrestling. Because we talk about professional wrestling so much that it hurts other pieces of things we do. And as always, you can go join my Discord server. A link to that is in the description. Not a ton of people in there right now, to be frankly honest. But hey, I'm there, and I shitpost sometimes, so that's not really a reason to join, but hey.